Good.
First, you guys are doing this.
Just want to ask about just whenever you get those stops on Kelsey Mitchell and get the crowd.
It's
with
a
how
good
great
day,
player
man.
she is.
Kelsey tough.
She's so tough with the dribbles. Just talk about that moment and just in general how y'all played that full quarter defense.
Kelsey's really tough. I think she's one of the best guards in our league. I don't necessarily always think that she gets her flowers, especially when Indiana is down players, and she steps in and steps into that scoring role. She's just really tough to stop at all three levels. So when I can get a stop in the mix, and you just try to make her night as hard as you can. You try to make every shot contested. She's gonna make hard ones, but when you can get those stops, you're like, man, I did my job.
Natasha, you embrace the all we got, all we need mantra out there. So when there are newcomers like Steph Talbot, presumably Emma Mieseman coming in, how does team culture, particularly that mantra, adapt and evolve with such high-profile additions?
Yeah, I think our team culture and our environment in the locker room is super welcoming, so there doesn't really need to be adjustments. I think our locker room allows people to be themselves authentically, both off the court and on the court. And with on the court, Steph has played for Sandy for years with the Opals, so she fits into our schemes and to our offensive sets because they're not necessarily that different. They have the similar cadences to them as well. So, and Emma is an amazing player that's used to playing positionless basketball and open spacing with reads, and she's a great facilitator of offense too. I know everyone likes to talk about Emma scoring, but she literally is like Joker out there and can facilitate an entire offense, very similar to how Stewie runs the one for us at points. So our culture and our environment is going to remain the same, and we're just going to welcome those additions very happily.
Tosh, how intentional was it to get JJ involved early?
Absolutely intentional. I mean, she almost had a double-double in her first game back after, like a month and a what was it? Do y'all know the exact time?
It was around a month.
It was right over a month. To almost have a double-double, to come out starting the game with the three. It was very intentional just to make her feel present and get her going early. But that's going to consistently be it. It was that way to start the season. We had to adjust and pivot without her, but that is always, when you have an MVP caliber player, you throw the ball into her.
Hey, Josh, all well with you.
Thank you, friend. You
Staying
too.
on the bigs, just want to speak about Izzy's play.
Man, talk about it. Talk about it.
505. Let's talk about Izzy, what you saw from her tonight.
Man, she just keeps getting better every game, and I know y'all see my smile, and I would feel happy for her regardless, just as a teammate, because again of her story, what she's been through the last 3 years, and how she's triumphed, even how as like simple as it may seem to other people, but she got out of the brace this year. If you have noticed the last 2-3 years, she's been playing with a brace that has really limited her movement. And Izzy has always been a very mobile big. So for her to strengthen her body, focus on that with Miss Leslie here, to be put in a position to really just get back to who she is and fall into a system. She loves the system. She thrives in a system where there's clarity and she knows what she's doing. And she's just a workhorse. Like, she gets all the dirty rebounds. She's gonna get into people's shit. She's gonna set good screens and roll. So I'm just really overall happy for her that she is really finding like her place here in New York as well. It's just Isabel.
And quick on that moment, that's with Aaliyah when she had to be physical with Aaliyah, with how tough Aaliyah was.
Yeah, y'all saw her talking her shit at the end with that and one. I said, clock it, baby, clock it. Yeah.
Tosh, Sabrina gets off to a slow shooting start, 1 of 9, but then scores 10 straight for you to really separate in that fourth quarter. How did you and your teammates just kind of pour into her after that start?
Man, Sav's so tough. It don't matter how Sav starts a game, we're still going to feed her. We're still going to expect her to get shots up. And when she sat a lot of that third quarter, so when she came in the fourth, she was very intentional. But that's just like, also the gamer that Sav is. She's very consistent. There's no, oh, pity me, it's come in and do my job. And that's what she did, 10 straight points. And I think we do a really good job of finding her, but also just like feeding confidence into her. We don't ever panic when any of our players miss shots. It's just like, man, at some point they're going to fall.
Have you talked to Emma yet?
I sent her a message today, but my dog Emma, I love Emma for this reason. She really just beats to the sound of her own drum. When she wants to answer you, she's gonna answer you. She protects her peace, her mental. She's big on family time and taking steps away because of how much she pours into basketball and how much she gives to her teams and to the organizations that she plays for. So I very much understand when Emma takes space away and that's her time to do so. But you know, I still sent her a message today that I was excited and we're ready and waiting for her to welcome her in New York, and she's gonna fit in perfectly here.
I read that you found out during All-Star Weekend yet?
Yeah, I think players were saying slick shit to me, and I was like, man, I don't know nothing. But I think the rumors were kind of in the wind, and people were trying to see what my reaction was going to be. I was like, man, I don't know nothing. And then JK finally told me, I was like, man, I know something. But I was hype. We kind of known that we've been one of the teams that she's picked, and again, Emma beats to the sound of her own drum. So when Emma calls you and tells you she's coming, you just figure out the contract and you write it up, and you wait till she signs her name on that dotted line. Okay, we happy it's our dotted line for sure.
Coming out of that All-Star break with 2 new additions.
Hey, I was just talking about you, girl.
Oh, I heard.
Yeah, did you?
I heard.
Oh, okay.
Coming out of the All-Star break with 2 new additions. Now, just what does that say about the commitment of this franchise to putting the best product on the court?
Let me talk. JK is one of the best GMs in this league. I know he likes to be like behind the scenes and all that stuff, and he loves to give flowers to us and not himself. But there is no other GM like him in the game. He does his due diligence, obviously, with even landing a player like Emma, where you don't know if you're going to be here, but you just make sure that she knows everything that we entail. The people that he plugged in here, she was very comfortable with as well, so that kind of benefits us when it comes to her deciding. So across the board, JK has done a really good job, but our organization as well. Like we're invested. Even talking about JJ and her break and going back to the Bahamas and how we take care of ours. Like it was not lying when I say this is a top tier organization.
A few more.
Tosh, going back to that, obviously talking about how JJ was able to spend her break ramping up, I guess, what have you noticed when it comes to how hard she sort of worked to get to a point where she's saying to us, I feel like my conditioning is at an 8, which is pretty impressive for how long she's been out.
Yeah, I mean, JJ's a pros pro. I will say that in our locker room, we really have pros. So if there's ever an injury, you don't ever have to worry about whether we're doing our work. We're in here every day. JJ has been in here every day, long mornings, long afternoons, rehab, even going back home to the Bahamas. It was a good reset for her mentally, emotionally, and to see her family as well, to have her bucket filled and to come back. But she still worked her ass off while she was there. That's really hard if you know what a beach in the Bahamas look like, to get your ass in the gym. That shit is hard. So when I tell you that dedication is there, it is there from her, and we're really happy to have her back and thankful that she worked her ass off to get back early.
Tasha, we'll ask you just about with Slim, because everyone talk about the sign, but
My poppy crowd.
not only with her shutting it down with the sign, but her shutting it down when Glorilla was dancing. Did y'all know she was doing choreography like that?
Listen,
go down like
I
that?
know that Slim is my poppy crowd. That's my fellow crackhead with energy. So that's just how she always is. She's such a light. I was just really happy for her over this weekend. I think that Slim should have been voted in by everyone just off rip. But you know, God works in ways of just figuring and aligning things and making things right. So I'm just so happy for Slim that she had the opportunity. Obviously, she showcased during the game, but to embrace that whole moment for her was big. For the both of us, to know where we came from and how hard we've worked to get there was really amazing.
Tosh, going back to what you were saying about Emma, I know you said that, I think it was, she was put in touch with certain people here. I guess, what did you mean?
I'll let them
by
tell
that?
you if they want to tell you that. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But just know we have people within our coaching staff and within our team that she's been around before. And
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you meant.
yeah, that's all I meant.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
we
it.
just got people here that she's comfortable with. So when it comes to sealing the deal, fuck it, I'll say Andrew did a great fucking job. Yeah, Andrew Wade, good job, man.
Thanks, Tasha.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You should have been an all-star.